Hello. Welcome to Clive Anderson All Talk. My first guest tonight is a sensitive actor capable of intense psychological interpretations of serious and dramatic roles, providing profound insight into the human condition. But fortunately, he's also a fantastic comedian. Indeed, readers of Entertainment Weekly recently voted him the funniest man on earth, ahead of both the Chuckle Brothers. Please welcome Robin Williams. Robin, good to see you. Please. Yeah.
Japanese businessman, happy to be here. I'll read the top line, Clive. Okay. I love this. You can never have enough plastic siding. Oh my God, they spare no expense, my friend. Eileen, we're going to put up a pole. Don't be afraid. That's always good to have that there, and nice to have it warped. You couldn't even get the flat sheets. You had to get the warped one. And the lovely things for drainage. Good.
Yeah. It recreates a sort of downstairs lavatory, a public lavatory.
Yeah, you expect to be standing here going, and how's the interview going?
That was frightening.
I'm sorry. You almost made me bring out the puppet. That would be a frightening thing.
Is it a glove puppet, a handbugger, or...
A handbugger?
Yeah.
A handbugger?
No.
Hello, everybody. I'm the handbugger. Hello, time to play amateur proctology. $20 exam, $40. Sorry, you'll be a doctor at home going...
Well, I'm glad to say you're still Robin Williams, the comedian, because you're becoming a very serious actor these days, aren't you?
A thespian.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but...
be careful. Also, you get calls from large women named Al. I didn't know you were a thespian. Yes, it is that whole kind of the other activity that I do.
Right. And now you've also recently won an Oscar. Was it this year you won an Oscar? You didn't know this? Yeah.
Oh, wow. It was a very strange thing that when they announced it, because normally it was usually, and the winner is someone else. And there's always that thing of, oh, great! You know, they always keep the camera on you when you lose, so you just see people going, oh, I'm so happy for you! This time it was, and the winner is Robin Williams. Marshall, you mean? Mad Brenner. Jack Nicholson, way to go, Robbo. My mother! I forgot my mother! Wait! I forgot to thank my mother!
Yeah. So you were... So the British version of that is you were surprised and pleased to win, were you?
Devastatingly happy. Yeah. I was so excited you could tell what religion I was.
Good Will Hunting was the title of the film. Now,
and the porno movie was called Good Will Humping. It's always sad, you know, the moment you do a movie, there's always something that comes out, you know, romancing the bone, you know. Thank you, Forrest Hump. It's always... Within a week, they've made an adult film based on your movie.
Good Will Humping, yes.
Yes, be careful.
Did that feature Bill Clinton?
Yes, complete with tie. It's always nice there with a sweet Bill with the whole thing about... It must have been difficult there when he was on the phone having business, you know. Yeah, sir. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sir. That's going well. He's back, yeah. Yes, sir. You're my baby. Oh. The things are going on.
Yeah.
Now.
But you're a supporter of Bill Clinton's. You're allowed to make jokes about his raunchy sex...
About his member? Yes. About the Oral Office? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking my track of talking about your film career as well.
That's all right.
Yeah, fine.
We can go either way, my friend.
Yeah, when you got not Big Will Hunting, Good Will...
that for you. Bobby! We got Big Will hunting. Yeah, it's next to Twin Cheeks. So it's frightening when you do go in the store and you're in the back in the strange section where you see the guy coming out in the rubber coat going, just looking. Hey!
Good Will Hunting. When you read the script, do you think this is the one? This is going to be the film that's going to be an Oscar?
I thought it was extraordinary. I thought it was an amazing piece.
And had they written it with you in mind, or were they just...
it was Eddie Murphy originally. What? No, I think they, sometimes there's a list, and you never find the list of who it went to before. Yes. Sometimes I may have been first choice, I may have been fourth choice. You never find out. They never tell you, 10 people passed. But they came to me and I went, this is extraordinary. I'm glad to do this.
But something like Mrs. Doubtfire...
Whoa.
Sorry.
Something's wrong. You haven't told the doctors that. Oh, my God, we're in New York. Get down! Come on!
Oh, dear.
My God.
Yes.
The moment you mention my film career flies.
We're doing a remake of The Fly later
on. Oh, yeah.
Help me!
Now it's on my tie. No, what is it? No, I don't know where the good shit is. Get out of here. Two flies sitting in a bar going, no, I swear to God, I was on a TV show. I was on TV. Hey, no, stop eating the shit. I'm on TV. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you were on TV.
What is he doing there?
You've never seen a fly?
I haven't spoken intimately the way perhaps...
Well, my friend, it's that thing of they do that whole kind of... well, they don't do the dance like bees. Well, bees do the dance where they come back to the hive going, there's honey somewhere nearby. Up ahead, don't watch out, there's a pest trip. Then the queen's going, doesn't matter, just bring it. I'm waiting, feed me, I'm huge. Where's my drone? Here I am, darling. One praying mantis going, Hare Krishna. And a black widow going, baby, I love you, but first I'm gonna eat your ass.
All right, we're going to run out of time, so we better mention your latest film.
Oh, okay.
Yes, which is Jacob the Liar.
Yes, sir.
Which isn't a riotous comedy, unless I'm misreading it. It's another serious film, and so it's actually quite a tearjerker, really, in some ways.
I think there's a certain power to it because it takes place in a Polish ghetto in 1944. For a lot of people, like in America, most people didn't know that before the camps, people were confined in the ghetto and then sent to the camps. So it's basically this one character who hears a radio broadcast and then one piece of news, and then he shares it with one person, and it spreads like wildfire, and then he has to keep going. It gives people
Everyone
hope.
thinks he's got a radio, so he has to pretend he's got one.
Hence the title, Jacob the Liar.
And so you're playing that character, and we've got a little scene here, and you're having to make up extra bits of news to
try and keep people going.
Keep it going. Let's just take a look at it.
The Germans don't want the Americans to take that, you see?
So the Americans are in the war too?
Well, they didn't say they were there personally. I mean, they have problems of their own. They're fighting on another front. But for now, they're sending tanks.
Tanks? How many?
Not many, but enough. And brand new. Right off the boat from Chicago.
Chicago?
Yes.
How could you tell they were American tanks?
Well, you get to know the difference. You know, American tanks, it's a different noise entirely.
What kind of noise?
Clean. Yeah, you can hear the horns.
On the tank?
No, the band. The jazz band.
Jazz band?
They sent a jazz band to cheer up their allies.
Saxophone?
Clarinet. Sounds like Benny Goodman.
All right, so is that a harder thing to do, to play serious? Because it's obviously harrowing subject matter. But
yeah, the subject matter every day. I mean, yeah, you have to kind of walk that line. But when you talk to survivors, they had there's a very dark sense of humor, but it kept them going.
Yeah. Now, you've been over in this country, or at least in Scotland, at the special weekend of comedians.
Camp Conley.
Yes, with Billy Connolly. Now, is that a regular get-together of comedians in the Highlands? Or
a forced gathering, you mean? Just every week. Come on now, gather here. Come learn to speak English louder than any normal human being. Put on clothes. knows that Mel Gibson would go, oh, it's cold. It was amazing fun to be with him, with Steve Martin, myself. There are other comics.
Yes.
We had many people. There's so many. But it was just a blast.
And you all got kitted up in kilts and stuff?
That's a comfortable piece of clothing, my friend.
Yes.
Especially if you go natural.
Was it a bit surprising, you know, for the locals? If you maybe had a drink or two and they're sitting around, that's Robin Williams. No, it's Steve Martin.
What are you doing here? You're not going to throw the cable, are you? It's a telephone pole. Have you come to toss a telephone pole? No, Mom, I haven't. No. It was a bit, I mean, after a while, but they were very sweet. And I ran this thing called the Hill Race, which is 4 miles, well, 2 miles up, 2 miles down. And I think they were shocked, and they kept saying, there was an announcer who was very sweet. He kept, you know, Mr. Robin Williams has entered the race. I hope he knows that this is a manly race. I'm expecting Sean Connery to go, are you prepared to run, Robin? You realize you'll be slapping yourself later.
And where did you come? Did you win the race?
Where did I come?
Yes.
Oh, when did I finish?
Yes.
I thought, well, the night before was fabulous. Then I woke up. I finished about, I think there were 40 people running. Maybe I was about 25th or maybe 20th. I don't know. I was following a guy in a kilt going, just keep going, you bastard.
Now, stand-up comedy, do you still do any of that? You used to slip into clubs and sort of occasionally appear there?
Yes.
And
the fly's back. I guess I shouldn't be using my mousse like I actually use chocolate mousse.
Yeah.
The fly's going, no, seriously, it's great. Keep going, talk to Clive, finish the act. Come on, let's go. It's frightening, you know, in New York, because of the heat wave, that all these animals are now coming down into the cities, which is, it's amazing to think of a bear on the Upper East Side, a woman going, don't wear fur. Oh, Christ, I'm sorry. A raccoon driving a cab, just get in the cab, come on, do it. Yo, Smokey, I got something for you. Yo, Smokey. Yo, Smokey, I got some pure honey. Smokey, come here, talk to me, baby. Yo, you and the dear Bambi, girl, come here, I can work with you. Yo, Thumper, come on, bitch. Get out of my cab, get out. You and the raccoon, get out of the cab. But that's what we tried.
Yeah.
We try, you mean you just talk about things, especially now, about what goes on in America.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you one serious question, I mean, genuinely serious question. We've all heard about Christopher Reeve over here, and we've known that you've been there to help him out. It's sometimes suggested with a lot of financial help and certainly cheering him up.
Yeah.
How is he doing? And
he's doing better. I think he's been working. He wrote a book. He's acting, directing, doing everything he can.
yeah.
His daily state, I mean, there's some days that are better than others. I mean, he's an extraordinary person.
Yeah.
I mean, I said last time we talked, I said he's on a roll, but he always is. I mean, it's that thing. Right now, people are going,
Yeah.
but that's a joke for him, and other people who'll go, I like that, you know. And Stephen Hawkins will go, funny joke. But he's doing better.
I'm trying to build up your image as a good man because you've been extremely kind to Christopher Reeve, and
he's a wonderful, he's my
an old friend of yours from way
He's
back.
the godfather of my son, and I must always do good things for him. My children are a male-born child. I must help him in any way possible. But he is an extraordinary man and a great friend, and I wish to be the same for him. I mean, I've always tried to help him through by, you know, using humor and by being there for him when he needs it, you know, going to these benefits and things to just be there, not necessarily perform at the benefit, but just be there for him.
Yeah. Okay, Rose, it's been fantastic talking to you, but there may be some questions from the audience. Anybody here got a question for Robin? Okay, yes, sir.
No, you've won the Academy Award last year, and I was wondering is there a chance that you'll ever be hosting the awards itself?
The same chance of Luxembourg winning the World Cup.
Oh, well researched, that joke, yes.
I've tried out something that worked in Europe.
But you did host the Academy
I
Awards.
was part of, it was myself, Alan Alda, and Jane Fonda. There's comedy heaven. Doesn't get any funnier than that, man. It's a very frightening thing because when I was hosting, Gregory Peck actually came up to me and went, "You're not going to grab your penis, are you?" And at that point you went, I actually was. So that's why I'm answering your question. I will never host. I will be in the dance numbers, though, because we're dancing! We've got war movies, people in pain! Oh, no, there's a wheelchair again!
Oh, dear.
That's always the strange thing.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we've got the right Billy Crystal, does it? Not you,
Yes.
sir. Yes, gentleman in the white shirt.
I was wondering if you could tell me, you played a lot of comic roles, and I was wondering if you could tell me, do you have a favourite comic yourself?
A favorite comic? I went to see one of my favorites last night. I saw Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, it's wonderful because he does an amazing thing. He does this thing where he's doing Lenny Bruce, but yet it's still him. He improvises and plays with it, and it's extraordinary to see a comic finally play Lenny Bruce. It's great.
Yeah. And you're recommending people go and see the show?
I am. I guess I just did.
Yeah. and doesn't your wife produce it? Isn't that...
Yes, that's another thing. You know, Clive likes to go to magic acts and go, it's not real. I saw the rabbit before. Yes, Clive has taken the thin veil of commercialism. Offers an actual legitimate love of another comedian, but no! Now Clive in his lovely black suit, has demeaned it and made it a crass commercial plug, but it would really be nice if you see the play.
No questions. Oh, yes, yeah. Lady there, the sort of eyes on your front of your chest for some reason.
No, those are breasts. You shouldn't be so paranoid. That's like most people.
She's got eyes.
They're looking at
It's a whole face. It's a whole face.
There's a whole face on
Yes,
the
there
chest.
is. Go on.
As a doctor, you know, I can help you. I can numb those. Numb. It's all right. You have a question?
Yeah.
I've forgotten it now.
Do they still have that cooking show here? The wonderful cooking show?
We have endless cooking. Every show is a cooking show.
Oh, no, but the one it's...
If you could just cook something now, we'll get some decent ratings.
Let's do it right now. Let's
Yeah.
have Marlon Brando cooking coq au vin.
Which cooking show were you puzzled about?
Is it called Two Fat Ladies, is it?
Two fat ladies. Sadly, one fat lady's just died. So
I guess I'm very sorry.
The series is just still going out, but
So it's just one fat lady now?
it'll be one fat lady subsequent here.
And-
you've hit on comedy gold here.
Walk away! Step away from the minefield! Walk away, boy!
Yes, sir.
How did you first discover yourself as a comedian?
First discover myself. It happened. The actual answer is... First discover yourself is, wow.
And you realize you're a comedian.
Yeah. I realized that. Hey, look, and that was it. I have no choice.
Robin Williams. Thank you, Robin. Right, jolly good. Now, my next guest is one of the most talented and creative women in British television, having brought to our screens an array of memorable characters, spoiled only by a totally unbelievable fictional chat show star who is rude to all her guests. Please welcome star of the royal family and Mrs. Merton, Caroline Aherne. Oh, wow. Caroline, how are you? Great. Oh, dear. See, you don't look a bit like Mrs. Merton in real life, do you?
Well, I'm glad Robin Williams died on his arse.
No, but things are going very well for the moment because the royal family, which was a big hit on BBC Two, has been promoted to BBC One. Has that been exciting, gratifying?
Yeah. No, I mean, God, yeah, we're delighted. I mean, I don't know how it'll do and everything, but and at first we were a bit, oh no, keep it on BBC Two. But then everyone said, oh, go on. So we went, oh, all right. Like that.
And it's a sitcom, and it's definitely very funny. It's one of my favourite programmes in the last,
Go away.
million years, nearly. No, it should be lauded with prizes.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the new one.
No, I haven't. No. The second series could be absolutely rubbish. I don't know. Wait, I hope not, because it's on Thursday evenings, and I have a vested interest in BBC One Thursday
well, of
evenings
course, yeah.
being as successful
In
as...
fact, we're for 4 years, so, like, if we bugger it up, you'll get no one watching.
Yes.
What a sweet irony there. Because remember when you never would come on Mrs. Merton?
What do you mean never would come on, Mrs.
Oh, we
M?
asked you every series.
Did
We
you?
said, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I was too scared.
Yeah.
But it's a strange experience, must be, for guests going on Mrs. Merton, because it wasn't Caroline Aherne interviewing them, it was a character, a fictional character, Mrs. Merton. Now, did that pose difficulties for your guests to know how to respond?
No, not at all. And, you know, it was all done in like, good fun, as is this programme.
Of course, yes.
And, but no, not at all. But I remember one time we had the idea we'd do, like, a chat show special.
Oh, right.
And we'd have you, Terry Wogan, and Parky.
Sure.
And then just with Michael Aspel in a chair looking on. For no reason. But you all said no.
Put that plan to me. I'd have happy been the Michael Aspel part, just sitting saying nothing. That'd have been...
No, I mean, God, I love chat shows. I think they're fascinating.
And did you ever feel some of your jokes were too cruel or too barbed with your guests?
No, never. I mean, to you.
Yeah, well, I always reckon if the guest is still there by the end of the interview...
They're not always,
No, not always,
they?
no. Nobody ever walked out on you, as far as I know.
No, they didn't, actually.
Yes.
No, I was dying for them to. Dying for them to. You know, just for the crack, but no one ever did.
Well, you're quite cool to Debbie McGee when you said, well, you know, what's first attracted you to millionaire Paul Daniels. So,
I don't think that...
that was a bit cruel. You're basically saying to her she only married him for his money, which is an extraordinary assertion.
Well, I mean, you can look at it that way.
Well, what other way is there to
Well,
look
he's got so much else on offer, what with his magic. God, that must be great every night. Seeing that dove disappear every night.
It's something.
No, but I mean, I do honestly, you know, I would honestly say that I really don't think anybody was upset by it. And that was never the plan. It was just to have a bit of a laugh and to ask more cheeky questions than you would be allowed to ask, you know.
How did you cope with that one when you had Bernard Manning on and Richard Wilson? It all seemed to get a bit out of hand between them.
Wasn't it just bonkers? But, oh, God, you know something? It was really weird because the thing we'd forgotten about with Bernard Manning was that, you know, our age of audience, we forgot that, and this is the truth, that they are racist as well.
So they were laughing along with his jokes.
Yeah, and we completely forgot. They treated him like the biggest hero, and I was thinking, oh, my God. And I'd say things like, so what tips have you got for any up-and-coming new racist comedians? And it just went over their heads like that, you know. Oh, what tips has he got?
That's an interesting question.
So it was all a bit bonkers, really, but I'm still glad we had him on because it showed him up for the most hateful man in Britain.
No, you've had an exciting few years because you've done the Royal Family's been a big success, Mrs. Merton's been a big success, and then you used to always seem to be in the headlines for either getting drunk at an awards ceremony or saying the wrong thing, culminating very sadly with what appeared to be a suicide attempt. Now, that you seem to be living that fast lifestyle all in 2 or 3 years. And what was that all about?
Oh.
I'm sorry to be here.
No, but you had to ask, really, didn't you? Yeah.
I can't think of a gentle way of asking that. Because it's a shock to people at home when they like you as a performer, you appear to be doing well, things are going well, and then you suddenly see as a horrible news story, and it's all very well.
I had a terrible bad time there for a while, and I was really badly depressed, and a lot of things had happened, bad things, you know, deaths, and sort of all happened too quickly. And plus, I found it really hard to deal with being famous, you know, for a while, and because it is really hard to deal with because it's like you'd be out at a do and you'd all be so giddy, and it was all so glamorous and giddy, and you'd only be as drunk as everyone else that worked on the show, you know, on your table, and you would only be as drunk as them. But yeah, it'd been, you know, me in the papers the next day, and it took me a long time to get used to the fact that, you know, there were going to be pictures of me. Well, you just because you don't expect, you know, you don't think people are actually that interested. Yeah. And then of course, once the press get hold of something, that's it. Then
they concentrate on that. And
and plus, I was as bad. I mean, you know, I'd be so thinking, I can't get drunk at this next do. I so can't get drunk that I'd be so nervous that I'd be completely arsehole. It was like a vicious circle.
Well, the problem is you were winning so many awards, so there was always a reason to celebrate.
Well, there was. It was really lovely there for a while. And then, but then, you know, but anyway, and then, it all went a bit bonkers. But thank God, you know, touch. There's actually no wood to be touching.
No, there's no.
You know, thank God, I came out of it okay. And
but you've checked into the Priory and checked out again and all that kind of thing. I mean, it is the sort of, you know, that's the sort of place that...
Well, to be quite honest, when I went... no, but I'd never heard of it before. And they said it's completely secret. But it was a brilliant place to go to.
Yeah.
You know, for that type of thing.
So, I mean, you're allowed to drink now? Are you off booze, or are you allowed to drink, or what?
Well, I drink really carefully now. I mean, because I probably always have trouble with drink. I'll always probably be, you know, it'll have to be something I watch.
Right. OK, now let's just go on to slightly happier things, because the royal family, at least if the press is to believe, you've been selling the format or selling the show in America, is that right?
Oh, yeah, we went... It's always all a bit bonkers, really. But we went over... do you know Craig?
Craig Cash, who plays your husband, or he's going to be your husband in the royal family.
And Malcolm.
And Malcolm, your son.
So we went over thinking, well, hey, you know, big free time in LA and everything. And me and Craig had fell out on the plane because they upgraded us, you know, to first class. And then for a big laugh, I told the air hostesses that Craig only likes to be called Malcolm. And anyway, so we fell out a bit. And then he's such a gut. We got there and we had the first morning off. He's out in the sun, completely red as a beetroot by the afternoon. And we're in these meetings and they were like describing us as Britain's premier riding team and stuff, and then they'd go Caroline and Craig like that, and then Craig was there, with a whole big red face, and me not talking to him because we'd fell out, and then I'd say, and they'd say, "What's the royal family about?" I go, "Well, it's about a family," and then Craig go, "Listen to her, listen," and we'd be fighting. It was all a bit bonkers. I mean, I loved LA, and Craig was. You know, I mean, it is a certain way when you go in the meetings, and they are all over you and that, but I loved it, and we'd come out, and I'd be all full of it, going, God, they loved us, and Craig would go, oh, they're full of bullshit. And, like, but he was taking the fun out of it for me, because you know, he was just saying the whole time, oh, they're just full of bullshit, which they probably are, but it's nice bullshit.
It's nice if it's been... Depends how it's applied, isn't it? But now you're rich and successful and perhaps live in a luxury apartment in London somewhere. You're going to have to... Your next serial will have to be set in Notting Hill with Hugh Grant or something.
Oh, I only met him in Groucho's.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, there you are, sort of celebrity lifestyle.
And I know you won't put this out, but let me tell you, right?
Yeah.
So I was dead delighted to be... Oh, I don't know if this is the right sort of a story to tell.
Oh, go on, tell it.
Well, it's okay. You won't put it out, will you?
No.
Okay. No, but it just shows what a laugh he is. Oh, actually, the more I think about this, actually.
You're teasing now.
No, I'm really not. I've just thought it's... Well, it's like... Well, I'll tell you anyway.
Yeah.
But don't put it out and don't take it the wrong way. But it was just one of those things that, you know, it comes off the top of your head and then you think, actually, it's probably best if I don't. Anyway, he was really nice and he's a right lad.
Yes. Well, thank you for that very interesting tale. Thank you for joining us. Caroline Aherne.
Yeah.
Well, a big thank you to my guests, the studio audience, and any of you watching at home. It's me, Clive, and I'm saying good night. Good night.